A right triangle is a triangle that has a 90-degree angle in it. So let's go with our examples. Our first example involves a right triangle, so we'll take a look at a picture of the right triangle as we work this problem. Example 1. One angle of a right triangle is 10 degrees less than 4 times the measure of the smallest angle. One angle of a right triangle is 10 degrees less than 4 times the measure of the smallest angle. Find the measure of each angle. In this case, we're using a right triangle. The triangle, of course, has 3 sides and 3 angles. We're looking this time at the angles. But still our drawing is the same kind of drawing, a triangle. In this case, we have a right angle, a 90-degree angle. Now there's a symbol that tells the reader at a glance that this is a 90-degree angle, and it is a little squared off corner. So that symbol means a right angle. The right angle has 90 degrees. So we have 3 angles, the smallest, the larger, and the right. The right has 90 degrees. One angle of a right triangle is 10 degrees less than 4 times the measure of the smallest angle. That means the smallest angle is the angle upon which we'll base our work. So the smallest angle we'll call by the single letter. Let's use our favorite, x. The angle that's mentioned at the beginning of this problem says 10 degrees less than 4 times the smallest angle. 10 degrees less than. Less than means subtract in reverse order. So our 10 will be subtracted at the end. 4 times the smallest is x, so we have 4x subtract 10. So our smallest is x, the larger is 4x minus 10, and the right is 90. Well, we know that the sum of these 3 angles is 180 degrees, and so we'll have our 3 expressions adding up to 180. The smallest is x, the larger is 4x subtract 10, and the right is 90. They add up to 180. Let's combine terms. I'll change subtract 10 to add negative 10. X plus 4x, that's all the x's, okay. X plus 4x is 5x. Negative 10 plus 90 is 80, so we get 5x plus 80 is equal to 180. We then add negative 80 to both sides. 5x plus 80 plus negative 80 is equal to 180 plus negative 80. On the left-hand side, the 80 plus negative 80 cancels. That leaves us 5x. On the right-hand side, we get 100. So 5x is equal to 100. Then we divide by 5, and that gives us x is equal to 20. X is equal to 20. Well, then let's fill in the 20 in place of x. So the smallest is 20. The larger is 4 times 20. Subtract 10, which is 80. Subtract 10, which is 70. And the right is, of course, 90. That's the one we can count on. The only thing left is to get the units of measure. We're working with angles, and the angle measure that we're using is always degrees. And so our smallest is 20 degrees. Our next is 70 degrees. And the right is 90 degrees. So we have 20 degrees, 70 degrees, and 90 degrees. Now, do they check in the words? One thing we can check immediately is, do these three values add up to 180? Well, 20 plus 70 will be 90, and 90 plus 90 will be 180. So that means these three will fit in a triangle. We also must check to make sure that one of the angles is 10 degrees less than 4 times the smallest. Our smallest is 20 degrees. 10 degrees less than 4 times 20 degrees. Well, 4 times 20 degrees is 80 degrees. 10 less than 80 is 70 degrees. Yes, there it is. So these are the correct answers.